Hey, a Wednesday afternoon, time for Campbell Corner on Pioneer 90.1. It is party time. Hello, Charlotte Helgeson.
Hello.
We have fun here, don't we?
We certainly do.
Each and every week, it's amazing. It's just shocking how we can find so many good things to talk about when it comes to Campbell Library.
I get a little break from work. I get to talk about fun stuff.
Yeah, and me too. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's great. So we're on the playground of life right now. All right. Talking Campbell Library of East Grand Forks, as we do every Wednesday just after 3 o'clock. Well, as she always does, thank you again for my list of things to talk about today. Number one. Agassiz Environmental Learning Center for summer reading next week. Now, that's a mouthful. What does that mean?
That means that group will be there next week with our summer reading kids, and they are typically wanting to promote a classroom learning environment and usually takes it outside. So we're not exactly certain what the weather will be a week from today. That's pretty impossible to tell, I think. So we will see what kinds of things they can bring from the outside into summer reading to teach kids about.
A cool thing.
Hands-on is great. And they are very concerned about how we take care of our environment. And we need to teach our children from the time they're very young.
Exactly. And that's when again, next week?
That is next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yep.
At what time?
At 3:30.
And pre-registration is required?
We certainly recommend it, yes.
Okay.
If you come in at the last minute, we may not get you in there.
And today now at 3:30, moments away, who's on board at Campbell?
We will have poplars there with their instrument petting zoo. So it should be quite noisy again, which is always good.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
All right.
And it is a rainy day, so it's a perfect time to be inside and listening to music.
Number two. Well, this topic is something I've experienced in the past. Younger children who are abundant in the library usually.
Right.
Hopefully they have supervision in that environment, but some do and some don't.
That's true.
Yeah, how is that handled?
Well, it's a variety of different groups that come into the library. Some of them might be families, and if you're bringing in your own children or your grandchildren, nieces or nephews, you know you need to keep an eye on them and try in some fashion to demonstrate what a library voice is. Now, we know you can be loud in a library and get a little rowdy on occasion, but you need to ramp it down, get it within some parameters that aren't going to disrupt other library patrons.
Now, when I was younger, this was my library voice. Do you have a book called Huckleberry Finn?
And some people whisper really, really well.
Yes.
We had a young family in today, and their mother was saying, kids don't whisper. But some kids whisper really well. And some just never get it. And I hear them as adults trying to whisper, and I snicker because you can hear them all the way across the library.
Oh, my goodness. Kids don't whisper. They're not being taught how to properly whisper. Oh, what a statement. I'm sorry. I disagree with that.
I do not know every child's voice.
Well, yeah, but again, it's exposure, right?
I have heard adults try to whisper who just fail miserably. So I'm not going to judge everyone's level of skill on whispering.
Well, exactly right, but teach them how to whisper, for goodness sake. All right, point number three. Open mic on July 20th at 7 p.m.
I want to go back to point number 2.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, hang on. Let's rewind here.
Okay.
Hi, this is Ron West, my very first show on Pioneer 90.1. April 2010. Oops, went back a little too far. Okay, we're back.
All right.
Point number 2.
The other point I want to make is that when groups of children come into the library with a daycare provider or, say, a class that's being run either through school or a park and rec program, as a parent, you need to be aware there's someone else supervising your child. Please review with them that they need to stay close to those people, follow those guidelines, because I am not going to get after that child necessarily. I will get after the person who is supervising.
Who's responsible, yes. Yeah. Good point. Okay.
Now we can go to 3.
Let's fast forward.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Open mic on July 20th at 7 p.m. What's an open mic for what? What's going on? What's happening?
Well, we have mics in front of us right now.
We do. Aren't they nice?
They are. They're
Very
wonderful.
expensive.
I don't
Yes.
even have to hold it with my hand.
No.
It's
They're-
sitting there right in front of me so I can yak at it. In the library, we're not quite as fortunate.
No.
We have a mic that you can either hold, or we have mics that can clip to your collar, perhaps. And what we're going to do on that Wednesday evening at 7 is invite anyone who wants to read their poetry to come in. Open mic means we will let you be the center of attention for a poem. That's all we're going to guarantee. We're not going to say you get a 20-minute stretch or anything like that. And hopefully you get some feedback. And it may not mean that you want criticism or critiquing done, but I believe that when a person does something creative in front of a group, you get feedback by how they look, how they sound, how they move when you're reading.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Campbell Corner's on the air, and I like you too.
It's disgusting.
All right, well, you had your mic for that one.
There you go. Simple to the point. Again, open mic is on July 20th at 7 p.m. Just show up.
Just show up.
Just show up. Okay, poetry in hand. And number 4.
Number 6.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Library cards. Card playing at the library. No.
No. We had an interesting incident happen to one of our library patrons. And I just want to let people know that public libraries should have open access to absolutely everyone, as long as you're not breaking any major rules, being disruptive, and that sort of a thing. If you go to a library in another community, you should be able to get a card. You may have to pay for it if it's outside your region or outside your state. If you go down to Florida, say in the wintertime, you can get a library card down there. That's okay. Go ahead and do that. Support as many public libraries as you would like to.
Okay.
Because East Grand Forks is unaffiliated, some libraries in the state of Minnesota don't quite grasp the idea that an East Grand Forks resident can come in and pay for a card and use their library like they can use any other public library. So one of my patrons was told, no, you can't have a library card. No one should hear that anywhere, ever, unless they've broken a whole bunch of rules.
Sure.
So if you go in, you may have to pay. That's part of supporting our public libraries. But anyone who comes into the library, we will work with them on trying to get them a library card.
How long is it good for?
If you live in the city of East Grand Forks, every year we will ask, do you still live here? We will update any contact information we might have.
Good idea.
If you live outside the city of East Grand Forks, we will do the same thing with updating information, and then there will be a fee. So for $10 a year for book and audio, $15 if you're going to do the artwork and the movies and everything else for an entire year.
Recapping the events we talked about, the activities and points on this Wednesday, the 13th. We talked about the Agassiz Learning Center and summer reading, supervising your children properly, open mic coming up on July 20th at 7 p.m., and the library card. We covered all the bases.
Yes.
All right. And to find out more about the East Grand Forks Public Library, the Campbell Library, what can folks do?
They can give us a call at 218-773-9121.
Check.
Go to the website at egflibrary.org.
Yeah, sure.
Or come on downtown to 422 4th Street Northwest.
It's right downtown after Mears Avenue. Charlotte, thank you so much again.
You are so very welcome.
Enjoy the rain. All right. Campbell Corner every Wednesday just after 3 on Pioneer 90.1.